Right now, you are probably sitting down. You have been sitting for most of today. You will sit for most of tomorrow. And if you had to walk 12 miles before sunset, across open ground, carrying everything you own, your body would treat it like an emergency. But the real answer is far stranger than "you're just out of shape." Because your body was not built for the chair you're in. It was built for distance. Your ancestors walked further before breakfast than most people now walk in a week. And they did it without training and without the exhaustion you would feel. The question is not why they could do it. The question is why you can't. Look at your legs. They are long, far longer than any ape's. Your knees lock straight so you can stand for hours without burning energy. Your feet have arches that store and release force with every step, like a spring loading and firing. None of this is accidental. Every piece of it was shaped by millions of years of moving. There is a scientist named Daniel Lieberman, a professor at Harvard, who has spent his career asking one question: what is the human body actually for? In 2004, he and a colleague named Dennis Bramble published a paper in the journal Nature with a bold claim. Your species did not just evolve to walk, it evolved to move across enormous distances without stopping. Why would evolution care? Think about what your ancestors had to do to eat. They had no fast weapons. They were slow. A gazelle could outrun any human alive in a short sprint. So how does a slow, clawless creature catch dinner? You wear it down. You don't outrun the animal. You outlast it. This is called persistence hunting. A group of hunters would pick one animal and simply follow it. The animal would bolt ahead, then stop to cool down. The humans would arrive and it would bolt again, mile after mile under the midday sun. And here is the secret weapon your ancestors carried. They could sweat. That sounds unimpressive. It is not. Most large animals cool themselves by panting, and an animal cannot pant and gallop at the same time. But you shed heat through millions of sweat glands, and you can do it while moving. So after hours of chasing, the animal collapses, not from a wound, but from heat. Your ancestors outlasted creatures far faster and stronger than themselves. They hunted with patience and body heat. They hunted with time. To do that, ancient humans had to keep moving comfortably for hours, and their bodies made it easy. Not painful. Easy. There is a researcher named David Reichlin who studies what happens inside the body during sustained movement, and what he found rewrites the idea of the runner's high. People assumed that floaty feeling came from endorphins. Reichlin's work pointed somewhere else, to a system in your brain called the endocannabinoid system, the same chemistry your body uses to reward things it wants you to keep doing. And it turns on during steady, moderate movement. Read that again. Your brain contains a built-in reward system that fires when you move for a long time. It exists to make endurance feel good, because for your ancestors, endurance was survival. Evolution bribed them into walking all day by paying them in calm and quiet joy. That feeling is still in you. Most people have simply never moved long enough to unlock it. So why does 12 miles sound impossible to you now? Part of the answer comes from a scientist named Herman Pontzer, who went to live among the Hadza, one of the last groups on Earth who still hunt and gather for their food, in northern Tanzania. He measured how much energy their bodies burned in a day of real ancient-style living. He expected them to burn far more calories than office workers because they move so much more. A Hadza adult might walk 12 kilometers in a single day of foraging. What he found did not make sense at first. They burned about the same number of calories per day as a sedentary person in a wealthy country. The same. A body, walking 12 kilometers under the sun, spent roughly the same daily energy as a body sitting at a desk. Your body does not simply add up the calories you burn. It has a budget and it adjusts. When you move more, it quietly spends less elsewhere. The Hadza were not exhausted by their walking because their bodies had been built by a lifetime of it. Movement was not a cost. It was their baseline, and that is exactly what you have lost. Your body was designed to move as its normal state and to treat stillness as unusual. You have reversed it. Stillness is now your normal state, and movement is the unusual event, the thing you have to schedule and dread. When you sit for years and then try to walk 12 miles, your body reacts the way a machine reacts when you finally run it after leaving it in a garage for a decade. It was always capable. It was simply never asked. The exhaustion is not proof that walking is hard. It is proof of how far you have drifted from what your body expects. Your ancestors did not train for their 12-mile days. They lived them. There was no separate category called exercise. There was only life, and life moved. In an evolutionary eye blink, we built a world that removed almost every reason to move. Chairs, cars, elevators, food that arrives without a single step taken to find it. You are not lazy. You are living inside an environment engineered to keep you still, running a body engineered to keep you moving. Lieberman has a phrase for the illnesses that come from this gap. He calls them mismatch diseases, conditions that arise not from bad genes but from ancient bodies placed in modern conditions they were never designed for. But here is the part that should give you hope. That 12-mile body is still in you. The long legs, the spring-loaded feet, the cooling skin, the reward system waiting in your brain. None of it was deleted. You do not need to chase a gazelle across the plains. You need only to start giving your body small doses of the thing it was built to crave. A walk, then a longer one. Steady motion, often enough that your body remembers what it is. Because it does remember. The strangest fact in all of this is not that ancient humans could walk 12 miles without getting tired. It is that you still can. The machine is intact. The only thing that changed is that you stopped asking it to move. So the next time you sit down, remember what you are sitting on top of. Not a tired body, a resting one. A machine built for distance, idling in a chair, still holding every mile it was designed to carry, still ready the moment you decide to stand up and walk.